Imagine waking up tomorrow, right? And you suddenly discover you can have absolutely anything you want. I mean, anything. Any answer, any image, any story, any song, movie, or even just a random piece of advice, instantly generated by AI. Now, at first glance, that sounds like pure abundance, doesn't it? Unlimited possibilities, unlimited convenience, literally having all the knowledge in the world right at your fingertips. But, this actually creates a pretty profound shift. It brings up this really strange paradox. If everything around us becomes abundant, what becomes rare? Well, welcome back to Digital Mzansi. In today's explainer, we're diving deep into something that might just become the single most valuable resource of the AI age. And no, it's not money. It's not some blazing fast new microchip. It's actually something far, far more human.
So, part one, we live in the age of abundance.
Think about it. For almost all of human history, information was incredibly scarce. Books were super expensive, knowledge traveled at a snail's pace, and getting a hold of an expert, nearly impossible. But today, almost anything you can think of can be generated in seconds. Articles, images, music, videos, whole new ideas. AI is multiplying content at a pace that humanity has literally never experienced before.
So our problem is no longer about getting access to things. The problem is the abundance itself. And here's the thing about abundance. It fundamentally changes value. Think of it like this. Water is incredibly precious when you're stranded in a desert, right? But it's a whole lot less precious when you're standing in the middle of a flood. And that exact same principle applies to information.
Which leads us to part two, the attention economy.
Just think about your average day for a second. Notifications pinging, emails piling up, videos autoplaying, messages, news alerts, ads everywhere, algorithmic recommendations constantly popping up. Every single platform, company, and creator out there wants just one thing from you: your attention. It's quietly turning into one of the world's most valuable currencies. Because AI doesn't just sit there producing content. It is actively competing for your focus. It's a total zero-sum game. Every single second you spend looking at one thing is a second literally taken away from looking at something else.
Let's get into part three, what becomes rare.
Now, here's the really fascinating part of all this. When almost everything becomes super easy to create, the act of creation itself just isn't rare anymore. So if an AI can spit out 10,000 images in an hour, well, the scarce resource isn't the images, it's taste. If AI can write endless articles, words aren't scarce. Wisdom is. And if AI can generate millions of videos, the scarce resource isn't entertainment, it's genuine attention. Scarcity is what creates value, and AI is entirely changing what is actually scarce.
Moving on to part four, the luxury of presence. I want you to imagine sitting across from someone. Their phone never comes out. They listen to you completely without interruption, they ask really thoughtful questions, they aren't rushing off somewhere, and they aren't distracted by a screen. They are simply present. Honestly, just experiencing that kind of undivided attention already feels incredibly unusual today, doesn't it?
Fast forward a bit into the future, and this level of pure presence is going to become one of the greatest luxuries of all. And that's not because people care less about each other. It's because distraction is becoming increasingly profitable. Choosing to be truly present with someone is basically becoming an act of resistance.
Let's look at part five, the South African perspective.
I am because we are. You probably know this powerful philosophy of Ubuntu. It's this beautiful reminder that South Africa, much like so many vibrant societies, is fundamentally a country built on conversation, on community, and on our shared humanity.
The whole culture is built on these beautiful, everyday moments. Families gathering around the dinner table, neighbors chatting over fences, those lively, unpredictable taxi conversations, community meetings, and deep, deep traditions of storytelling. And while tech offers us some absolutely incredible opportunities, it's also directly competing with these foundational moments of connection.
So the challenge we're facing here isn't about just tossing out our phones or rejecting technology. No way. It's about making sure that convenience doesn't quietly replace our physical presence with one another. Because at the end of the day, true connection cannot be automated. It can only be facilitated.
That brings us to part six, a different kind of wealth.
Maybe we've completely misunderstood what wealth actually is. The old wealth was all about having the most information, or the fastest AI, or the absolute biggest audience. But maybe, just maybe,
The wealthiest person in the future won't be the one with the fastest tech. It'll be the person who is capable of listening deeply, thinking carefully, and giving someone their complete, undivided attention. Because as AI gets faster and smarter and more capable every single day, we have to ask ourselves, are these really ordinary things, like simply listening deeply and taking the time to think carefully? Are they about to become extraordinary? Are they basically becoming the ultimate premium skills of the future? Artificial intelligence is for sure going to continue to advance. It's a given. But the absolute greatest gift we can offer one another is going to remain profoundly human: attention. Because when you give someone your full attention, you're giving them your presence. And let me tell you, that is something no algorithm, no matter how crazy advanced it gets, can ever manufacture. So, if today's explainer made you rethink where your focus goes every day, then we're already starting to ask the right questions. Make sure to subscribe to Digital Mzansi as we keep exploring what it means to remain deeply human in an age of intelligent machines. Next time, we're going to dive into another wild question: are we becoming too efficient to be human? Until then, take care and protect your attention, because it might just be the most valuable thing you own.